Mark Carney has called 3 federal by-elections in just a few weeks from now. So Rebel News is joining the campaign, registering with Elections Canada as something called a third-party campaign group. We've done this before, including the last general election. It basically means we are legally allowed to raise money and spend it campaigning. For example, criticizing Mark Carney and his candidates. Remember our big, beautiful billboard truck? Boy, it made the CBC so mad. We took it right outside the Montreal CBC headquarters the night of the election debates. Anyways, you're only allowed to do that if you register with Elections Canada like we have. Now, Carney is counting on winning all 3 of these by-elections to cement the majority government that he has built undemocratically by bribing Conservative MPs to cross the floor. But he doesn't care about the election. He'll get rid of his opponents behind closed doors with secret deals. Like I say, an election denier. For example, one of the by-elections is in Quebec, where Carney took one Conservative MP there and bribed him with an appointment to the Senate. And now he wants to flip that blue seat red. That's what I mean by being an election denier. He's crooked that way. He's undoing democracy. The North Vancouver by-election was also caused by Carney, who appointed the old MP there to be an ambassador. Now, the Toronto area by-election, it's called Beaches East York. It's a riding the Liberals take for granted. But I want to do something about that, don't you? I'm not sure if we'll be able to stop them, but we can make a ruckus, and by registering with Elections Canada, we can make sure we don't get prosecuted, which is what they did to us a few years ago when I dared to write a book called The Libranos, exposing Justin Trudeau's corruption. Remember that? Back then, Elections Canada told us that we had to register it as an election advertising expense, and they fined us. All right, fine, we'll do it their way. We registered as a third-party campaign group. That's for independent groups to raise and spend money in election. And I'm going to call our third-party campaign group Brookfield Watch. What do you think of that? Isn't that awesome? You can see all about it at brookfieldwatch.com. Now, this is a safe Liberal seat, so it's an uphill fight. But we've done that kind of battle before. Rebel's truck went after 2 Liberal MPs in the last election, and both were defeated. Ya'ara Sachs in my home riding and Majid Johari in Richmond Hill. So it is possible to do it. And even if the Conservatives, as a party, don't win this one, we still can't pass up this opportunity. Now, our billboard truck is great at triggering the Liberals. It stirs the pot, it throws them off their carefully scripted message. It pressures them to respond to questions they'd much rather ignore, like about Brookfield. They expect a quiet coronation. We can make sure they don't get one. Sometimes making a ruckus and changing the conversation is a victory in itself. And if we can help pull off an upset along the way, well, even better.
What's your problem with the truck? What's the problem with the message? Why did you call the police?
I'm right here. This guy's right here.
Sir.
And here's the thing about a third-party campaign. Unlike a political party, contribution rules for a registered third party in a by-election do not have a limit. So if you've given a donation to the Conservative Party for these by-elections, you can also give to brookfieldwatch.com to pay for our billboard truck to hit the streets. That's always been our approach in these elections. The Conservative Party is going to run their own ads, but we can be rougher and tougher than them because we're independent. So even if you've already given what you can elsewhere, please support our campaign at brookfieldwatch.com. With a donation, let's send out the truck, stir things up, and make sure this Beaches East York by-election isn't a coronation. That's brookfieldwatch.com. Thanks.